Good evening, everybody. It's Sunday night, and I am back, and we're going to be trying out some games tonight. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood to try some stuff. I'll also be recording these things because some of them might find their way onto the YouTube. We'll see. Onto the main YouTube channel. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I wanted to try out a few things. Do I have my full thing here? I do. There it is. Very good. I am getting encoding overloaded, but let's do that. Take the preview off there. All right, good. Good. Yeah, welcome on in, everybody. Welcome. So, occasionally, I'll do streams like this where I kind of take a look usually for the first time at a game that I haven't looked at before, and try to do sort of a first impression of it, and enumerate my first impressions of it. Usually I do record these. Not all of them end up making it on to YouTube, just because sometimes I'll get to the end of one, I'll be like, nah, I don't really feel like that was worth highlighting, or maybe I didn't feel like I got a good view of it, or any number of reasons, including also just plain laziness. I mean, that happens too. So what that means for you guys watching on the stream here is that you're going to hear me start an episode, and you're going to hear me stop an episode, but that doesn't mean the stream is stopping by any means. It just means I'm just doing marks for the recording. I'm going to try to cover a couple of these. We'll see what happens. It really depends on how much I get into a particular one, like how long I go. Usually I try to time box it to like 30 minutes, but I'm not forcing it to stop at 30 minutes. Like if I'm still having some fun, or if I'm feeling like the game's introducing some more stuff, I'll usually go a little bit further than that for a particular game. But anyway, my friends, we are going to start out tonight with some Darkblade Ascent here. Let's go get the audio down, and let's get this party cranking here once I've got my mouse on this screen here. We'll launch on in and get started here. I've already done the settings, I believe, so it should be good to just kind of start. I need to get, I believe this is a roguelike. Where is I gotta get some talking points here because I forget. Like I got a couple things lined up, but I like tend to forget what they are. Why can I not go to the store page of something when it's running? That's weird. Okay. It's just Darkblade Ascent here. Roguelite. It is action RPG roguelite. Okay, just wanted to make sure I knew here. Anyway, all right, let's get a recording started and get this show on the road here, my friends. Exclamation, everybody, and welcome to Darkblade Ascent. It is by PST Games, and it's currently in early access, but on Epic Game Store on EGS. And it's currently $18.99 US. There is, however, a Steam store page out there for this game, but it is marked as coming soon, so 2025. So you can wishlist it, and if you really want to, you can wait for it. I'm guessing it's kind of just like an exclusive for, timed exclusive on Epic, and then they'll probably have the full release out onto Steam next year. So it's up to you what you want to do. You want to wait for it to come out on Steam. You want to jump in early and try to get some feedback. Whatever the case may be. But this is a dungeon crawling roguelite game. It looked like from the videos I was looking at, it looked like it was a first person, or maybe this was the third person one. I don't quite remember. But it definitely has like it has a bit of an Elder Scrolls feel to it as far as like the combat was going, from what I was seeing there, which it depends on how you feel about Elder Scrolls combat as to whether or not you think something good's going on here. But I want to give it a good shot, a good run, see what's going on here. It's I don't know. I couldn't figure out from the store page if there's some kind of progression from one run to the next, because that's really the thing that gets me with roguelites and roguelikes, is that each run, I feel like the more important thing is not the run, it's the progression, right? Because if your game doesn't have very good progression, then it's not gonna hold me for very long, right? Like, I'm not one to just constantly repeat a particular game, over and over and over again, no matter how good the run mechanics might be. If it's just going to be, if I'm going to be reset to 0 every single time. It's one of the big bugbears I've had over the years with like RTS games. As much as I loved playing, say, StarCraft 1, I did get to a point where I was just sick and tired of starting over from scratch after every mission, after every map. And the same thing is true for like Age of Empires and stuff like that. I just got really tired of starting it at 0 all the time. I wanted something to progress me beyond the map, and that's probably why I like the Homeworld series so much, because it did that. It was like, everything you finished up the last map with, you take into the next map. So all that, if you held back a lot of your forces and you just kind of did what you needed to do and you build up a whole bunch of resources, all that wasn't tossed out. It just carried you into the next, and then into the next, and so on. So I kind of feel the same way about these types of games. But we'll have to see what this is all about, because I haven't gone past this screen at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to go full screen here for you guys. And I guess we'll put maybe 30 minutes on the clock to see what it's like. And, we'll give it a good shot and see what's going on here. So without further ado, let's do a run. Okay, so we have a passive tree. Okay, so I'm seeing some progression here. That's interesting. Ooh. Do I start normal run, and then there's a gauntlet run. I see. Okay. Normal run without difficulty modifiers. Okay. Alrighty then. Oop.
Executing the sinister orders of the highest bidders. You were once a name, driving dread and steel into the heart.
It's really quiet.
Accepting this contract sealed your ruinous path.
I can't hear that either. So we're just gonna kind of skip that because I can't I can't hear it. Let's go in here. I'm sure the story is awesome and great, but you gotta have you gotta make sure that people can actually hear what's being said. Parry tutorial. Press right click to parry before a swing is about to hit you. If you manage to parry attack, you gain a pushback ability. Quickly press left click after parry to riposte. Oh, well, that didn't quite work. It's very slow. Still haven't quite got the timing down on that. But leveled up. Oh, that's a different weeks firearm of steel. This is okay, something different. Let's right click, parry. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit difficult for me to do, but we'll see. Okay, I can't get the, oh, there we go. So that's the R. All right. The timing for that is like super difficult. Also, there is a stamina bar. I don't know how I'm supposed to time this out. Like, there we go. All right. Follow the wisp and choose one of the rewards. Open a way to next room. Damn near dead already. Can I pick anything else up here? Like that shield? That would have been nice. So I remapped dodge to the thumb button, and it doesn't look like it kept that. Or it did, and it's still not working. Let's see if I can... So it is very quiet for some reason. Let's turn that up. Controls. Oh, okay. So it didn't hold on to my remapping. So that's something to keep in mind. I remapped that before we started and it didn't save it. So... 10 health, increase max stamina by 10. Press right click before spell impact to deflect. Yeah, right. I don't know. I don't know what the timing on this is supposed to be, but good God, man. Like, you have to have superhuman timing there. That's just, it's not great. Physical damage by weapons by 7%. All right, let's do that. Holy hell, man. Like, I don't... They need some kind of indicator as to when to, like, actually parry or something. At least on the tutorials, anyway. Like, I can understand it not being in the rest of the game. Right? When you're trying to tutorialize something, you've got to be like, even if they could pause the game right at the moment when you're supposed to parry, at least I'd have a visual of when I'm supposed to parry, right? Like, without that, it's frustrating because you don't know, you cannot for the life of me figure out the timing here. See, like I'm like usually too early or something. Again, when am I supposed to parry? Like, it's like my parry lasts for 0.1 second. There you go. You know what I mean? It's like, how common pheromone. Ooh. Take that. It's the only game I've seen where the parry is like less than a second. He barely parries anything. What the hell is going on with my... Ooh, lightning is 107? Yeah, okay. Take that. Good chest back there, too. I've barely gotten even into the game here. So this thing's supposed to show me where to go, right? Oh, I guess I go right here. Increase spell deflect, increase lightning damage. Let's do lightning damage because we have a lightning sword. A lightning sword. What is that? Oh, the hell? Okay. Whoa, hello. Runny bastard. Alright, they're going to have to work on that a little bit because I'm knocking it back before I'm not even in the right path for it. Also, I feel like the timing, like I need a little bit of time. Hi, Premier Craft, welcome. I feel like I need a little bit of time to like look over stuff because so that's level 3 physical damage, I think, is the one on the left. 272 to 389. But I do see this does lightning damage. I feel like 53. Yeah, I think the one I have is fine right now. Treasure chest.
No gold.
Not enough coin. Oh, 632 coins to open the chest. Okay. Would you ever have 632 coins at this point in the game? I must ask. I think that's something they might have to take a look at and be like, all right, we need to, it's okay to have a random chest with random stuff in it, but let's make sure it's even possible. Alright, so what do we have to choose from? Increase damage with axes by 12%? No. Dodge cost, decrease dodge cost by 3. Increase lightning damage by 12%. I mean, not really dodging too much, so I might as well get, we have now 24% more lightning damage. Total here. I've got no... Damn it. Damn you. Got like no health. I have another one run at you. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit, it's... I feel like there's not enough clues that something's coming at... I mean, yeah, there's sound and stuff, but... Experiencing gold gain by 5%. Max health. Physical damage. Lightning damage. Let's do... that one. I do like that I'm getting a point every time at least. So there's that. Blocking delay by 3%. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I like that there's... I like the progression so far. It's just, I don't like the... Well, I guess holding down F makes sense, but honestly, don't like that too much. Oh, these guys are jumping out of the way now. See, I don't know how I missed that. Parry there. Okay. So you have that. I do like me to lightning damage though. I feel like that's a lot sexier. Wasn't blocking at the time. Need more time to charge out and to get into position. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just having trouble in general with the timing. It's very, very tight. Almost a little too tight. Like it needs to be, I think, a little bit more forgiving, at least at the beginning. Increase lightning damage, pushback damage, cold, lightning, and fire. I mean, sure. Okay. Let's do... Why have one element when you can have 3? See, the other thing is, too, you can see it with the deflection on the magic there, is that the perspective makes it harder to know when to parry, right? Because I was parrying those successfully, even though it looked like the fireball still had, or the magic still had a long way to go to get to me. And so that's the other kind of issue. when you have something like this is that in first person anyway, is that things look, it's like the rear view mirror problem, you know. Objects in mirror they appear closer than they really are, kind of thing. And that's the same thing here. Two 177, that's a little bit better. Okay. I don't know this game. Well, this is a brand new early access game, so on EGS. And it is a dungeon crawler. It's a roguelite, a roguelike, I guess. Dungeon crawler. And I mean it's a first person. So it's got kind of that like I was saying, Elder Scrolls like feel to it. Though obviously monsters don't come rushing at you in Elder Scrolls games. So there's a little bit more of a mechanic there. And increase lightning damage by 34%. I mean, sure, why not? There was another door over here, though. I wanted to look down before I go through there. Is there anything down here? Huh. Okay. There's stuff down here. But, yeah, the R, like when you successfully parry, you get that R ability, and that lets you throw the enemies backwards. And then I also have this Q ability, which I haven't used yet, that charges up. I should probably use. Yeah, so I have a fireball. Of course, I need to actually hit him on the riposte. There we go. There's a level up. Let's see how well these guys deal with stairs. Alright, that's one way to get them to line up for me. Okay, is there anything else? No. You don't heal over time because, like any roguelike, I assume there will be healing spots, maybe? And maybe there's like an upgrade that will let you heal or something, but usually for these games, like, you carry your health all the way through, and the whole idea is to keep a watchful eye on the health and not let it go completely down. Fire damage, spears, 23%, spell deflect by 50%. Let's do a spell deflect, I guess. Some gold. Oh, you got me that time. Okay. Okay. So the enemies do have a tell, which is good as to when you should block. That you have to learn, which is fine. I'm all for that. It's just, even when you learn it, it takes a little bit of effort because there's a lot of like flourishes when they're doing a flourish like that. It's like at a certain point in the flourish you have to get to. We got this guy coming for us. Well, that fireball is pretty useful. I generally don't like games that use the stamina bar. This one so far has been okay-ish because everything's kind of, it's not really, I mean, it's action RPG kind of, but everything's got a very slow pace. The combat is. Because I always, the way I always look at it, stamina bars are a admission by the developers that they don't know how to make their game difficult. I've always looked at it that way. I've always looked at it as just they don't understand how to do a difficult game, so they've just put a stamina bar in there. Or they played a Souls-like at some point and they thought, oh, this is, everybody likes these, we must put a stamina bar in here. And I've never felt any different about that. Like, I always feel like the worst thing you can do is make your game slower. Right? I prefer, because here's the thing, I play games to be a badass, and how many badasses do you know move like a freaking turtle? You know what I mean? It's like, the point is, like, yeah, you start out slow, but then you get really fast and you start to really just rock all the enemies and stuff and just be a god among men. And a stamina bar is just kind of it's conceit. It's we could have done a D20 system, but instead we just threw this arbitrary bar in your face and are making you deal with it. And it's just like, I've never quite been a fan of it. Some games do it well, some games don't do it well. This game so far, it's tolerable, so I'm okay with it. But, especially if the stamina bar goes down when you're running or something like that. Like, what's the point of stopping the player from running? If they want to run through your entire game, then let them run through your entire game. Like, it's their enjoyment, it's a weird thing. Choose 2 upgrades for your class. Impact damage is fireball damage. Hitting an enemy with fireball causes your next melee attack to deal 200% more damage. Cooldown. Well, we'll do cooldown. And 2 projectiles in quick succession. We'll do next hit. Sure. Fire damage, spell deflect, and another one of these 5% increase on all those. So we'll do the 5% increase on all those. Oop, and we're into level 2. Right. Got him. Oh, he put his shield up. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Damn. That one sucks compared to what I've got. Okay. When the old Skyrim was around on PC, it was yeah. It's just, you know, like I said, some games can do the stamina bar well, and some games don't. Well, most games don't, but it's a very difficult mechanic to use, and it's not really necessary if you do things. If you do it right, it's not necessary to have. Increase max health by 10. I don't know if that's going to help me now. Increase fire damage. I guess we'll do dodge, even though I haven't really dodged yet. Didn't know there was a character limit on YouTube. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh, this other guy came out of nowhere and hit me. Well, that was a thing. That was a thing. What do we got? So we didn't quite level up on experience. We did get a point, though. So that was pretty good. Max stamina by 10. Lightning damage, cold damage. Increased damage with swords by 7%, damage with spears. What do I have here? Just physical damage. Okay. With weapons by 7%. Damage with swords by 7%. Axes. Fire damage. I guess swords would make sense for this character. Huh. And then, when do you unlock? I guess... Yeah, when do you unlock the next, like the Stormcaller or the Frostweaver? That's what I'm wondering. All right, well, I mean, that was 30 minutes. I think we could see what the game is all about from that 30 minutes. I'm curious about the roadmap here. New weapon line, daggers, 3 new maps, a new class, survivor mode, traps and environmental hazards, and then quality of life improvements with controller support and things like that. So yeah, I mean, we're at version 0.774 here. And it's okay. Like I said, I can see the progression, and it's fine. Um, I don't know that I'm a little bit concerned with the progression because it's very, very simple. Um, and there's not a whole like. On the one hand, I like that. Yes, you know, every run is making you more powerful. That's almost a given for a roguelike. Um, like it's almost an absolute necessity. Um, the problem is you get a particularly talented, person, especially someone who's maybe done Souls-like games or something like that, who plays those. They don't need very many of those upgrades before they get through the entire game, and then what? Right? Like the progression is fine, but it feels like it needs something else. Um, like, I've seen ones that do sort of like a town building kind of thing where you kind of you have like traders that you get gold at the end of a run, and then that you can buy like a merchant stand, and then that brings a trader in, and then you've got like different weapons you can start a run with and stuff like that. Here you're starting always with that first weapon. You're almost immediately getting a new weapon drop that's really good. So you're kind of just paint by numbers at that point, and then it's just, yeah, I feel like the progression that's here is fine, and it's something that I would expect out of a game like this. But you really want to kind of put something else there to kind of keep people coming back for more, because once you've had a decent run, or a very particularly good run, like it feels like this game has a limited number of runs before you're just like, all right, I'm done. Like a very limited number, because there's not a whole lot else just kind of drawing you in. So I hope that they can kind of work on try to come up with something that sort of what's the word I'm looking for? But something that is more of a hook. I think there's definitely hooky things here about, like doing different runs and trying to get as far as you can. And that is certainly good. There's nothing wrong with what's here now. But it's aging like milk every run, right? It's like it's getting old fast. And once you get to a point where you're like, oh, okay, I've seen what I need. I've got what I want out of this. You're pretty much done, and there's no real reason to come back. So it would be nice to see something else in that realm of like, yeah, we want to, some other kind of progression mechanic, or maybe there's lore bits around that you have to get to, and make a decent, compelling lore to the game. That'd be good. Yeah, like Premier saying, like a storyline. There is like that cutscene at the beginning seemed good, except I couldn't hear it, so I skipped it because I couldn't hear what was being said. There were no subtitles on it, so if there were, even if I couldn't hear it, if there were subtitles on it, I could at least read what was being said, but there was none of that yet. And I get it, it's early, but all that stuff goes into the first impression, and all that stuff goes into what hooks a player. And you really like, there's a good foundation here, and there's a good you've got some good ideas. It's just it's you've checked off the boxes, but you haven't added any of your own. There's no personality here. There's nothing here that kind of makes you think back and go, oh yeah, I remember that game. That game was really, really cool. Like, you know, once somebody plays this game through, they're probably going to forget it even exists in its current state, obviously. So it's just like one of those things where it's just like, be memorable, do interesting stuff, have some interesting mechanics. You know, don't just check off a few boxes and be like, well, we got ourselves a roguelike. You know, it's like, you really need to figure out what you want to do as far as the progression and stuff. I think that's the big thing right now, at least for my opinion. But others may have others. And as always, so that's kind of my thoughts right now on Darkblade Ascent. You can go take a look. It's in early access on Epic Games Store. It's currently $19 US over there, and it does have a Steam store page. You can wishlist it over on Steam. It's scheduled for 2025 release over there, so my guess is they're doing an exclusive thing with Epic for however many months, and then they'll be able to release on Steam. I imagine probably by that point it'll be fully released, probably, and they'll be doing the full release on Steam, whatever the case may be. So it's up to you whether you want to get in early, take a look at it over on Epic Games Store, or whether you want to wait for it to come out on Steam and see what it shapes up to be. But as always, I'll leave all those links in the description of the video, so you can go do your own due diligence. And for those on stream, hang on. We're going to do some more games. But for those of you who are watching the recording, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, so that was Darkblade Ascent. Let's see. I got a couple others here I want to take a look at. So why does this say update queued already? I literally just installed it. And there's another update. Like, geez Louise, I just installed these. So we'll do this, and we'll do the update on that one, whatever it is. So I got a couple things here I want to take a look at. I'm interested in taking a look at the Linkito, which looks like a puzzly game. So let's see what this is all about. I'm going to just bring the music up for a little bit here. So I have something in the background. And let me get this into the notepad here so we get onto the stream. So we got that, and this is Steam, and it is by Kellenarm and published by these two things. Which always wants to put an extra line in there for some reason. And this is $14.99. All right, save that. All right, I think we're good there. Let me stop the cursor from leaving the screen. We'll bring this up. And we'll bring the music back down. All right, we'll get ready for another recording. I also want to see, I gotta take a look at the settings on this because this is my first time launching it. So, see what we've got here. Options. Chill mode, controls help, joystick sensitivity. Let's turn the vibration off. Audio. Turn it up a little bit, maybe. Graphics, 60 FPS, no screen shake. Modules. Oh, there's a Twitch module? Interesting. All right. Let me see what this actually officially says. So, puzzle, logic, sandbox controller. Okay. That's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure. All right. Let's get full screen there. Let's get started, I guess. That white is too much. Oh, what is? Hang on. Oh yeah, I have too much on there. Let me see. It's very. Their names are very long, unfortunately. Let me just. Oh, for crying out! I'll just try to remember to say games there. There we go. That'll work a little better. Thank you for letting me know. I didn't have my preview window on because I'm having a problem where OBS is saying encoding overloaded, which I hopefully have a fix coming for. But yeah. So half the time I can't see the preview anymore. All right. Let's do this. Exclamation, everybody. Welcome back. Wait, what am I saying? That's not it. Let me try that again. Exclamation, everybody, and welcome to Linkito. It is by Kalanarm and published by Prodigious Originals and Chimeria Games. It is fully released out on Steam, currently $15 US, and it bills itself as a puzzly sandbox game, moddable puzzly sandbox game. And it looks like there are perhaps even some community levels. I don't even know. I haven't really dug into it. This is my first time taking a look at it. It looks pretty interesting. It looks like you sort of draw links between various components to make machines go. So that's all I know. That's all I know from the videos I saw. It looked interesting. You guys know that I like puzzly games. I like games that are kind of have almost like a programming element to them. I don't know how programmy this will be or how logic-y this will be, but it looks like it might be something that I would enjoy. So we're going to take a look at it together, my friends. I'm going to put 30 minutes on the clock, and we'll see what we see. We might do more than 30 minutes, we might do less. We'll see. Anyway, let's get that started, and let's go campaign. I didn't give them permission to use my likeness. Alright, I like the aesthetic they're going for here. Okay. This is interesting. Ah, there you are. You look a little lost, but believe me, the worst is over. It's perfectly normal to experience a little memory loss. You've just been through your assignment ceremony, the most important event in the life of every employee citizen. You're the winner of Albatross Tech's annual lottery. Our wonderful president, William Kane, has allowed you to join our ranks. Show yourself worthy of such a privilege. But forgive me, I haven't introduced myself. I'm Mr. Morgan, your supervisor. I'll be taking your assignment test today. That way we'll know which branch you'll be most effective in. We're in the Albatross Tech Assessment Center in the heart of Albatown, the last haven of peace on this planet. This is where we'll be conducting your evaluation. Would you like me to refresh your memory first? Sure. I thought so. Your memory will gradually return, but I'll remind you of a few details to help you out a little. You're on the only continent that wasn't wiped off the map after the Great War of 1890. Yes, we're the descendants of the last survivors, and thanks to Albatross Tech, we've been able to rebuild and reclaim this ruined continent. You come from the Forgotten Lands, the lands Albatross Tech left to the poor ignoramuses who wouldn't join the ranks of employee citizens. Given the horrendous living conditions and the thousands of requests from these forgotten ones to join our ranks, William Kane, our beloved president, has created a great annual lottery. Every year we allow a forgotten one to join our paradise. You made it right. You made the right choice entering it. You've left poverty behind you now. Right. First of all, let's start with a quick tour of the company before moving on to the assignment tests. If you're up to it, you'll probably start out in this repair workshop. The more you progress, the more interesting assignments you'll be given. Right up to designing your own systems worthy of greatness that is Albatross Tech. You'll learn how to create your own solutions and machines. Everyone's benefit. I guess they meant to everyone's benefit. They left off a word there. Some of our activities are a little more sensitive, as we sometimes get targeted by a group of anarchist terrorists, the Hummingbirds. They are against order and want to see our beautiful Albatown in total chaos, so you'll have to prove yourself before I talk to you about it. I hope at least you'll be more loyal than your predecessor. But enough chit-chat, it's time for the assignment test. Now it's up to you to impress me, and it won't be easy. I'm curious to see how Forgotten One does. Okay. Your role at Albatross Tech will depend on how well you do in today's test. If you do well, you may be able to join my department, but don't get your hopes up. I only take the best. Let me show you how our devices work. Let's start with the basics. I assume you know how to create a connection. All right, drag here from an output in yellow to here towards an input in blue. Okay. Here you have to create a connection and press a button. I'm counting on you to get it right the first time. If it were up to me, we wouldn't give you such easy tests. Okay. Of course, you can only plug in one connection per socket, so you'll have to disconnect some to create new ones. Click on the end of a connection to remove it. You'll see it's child's play. Oh, I see, just left click. All right. We've added red connections to make sure nobody removes them. We don't want newcomers messing up systems. Never remove a red wire. Okay. Hmm. Oh, wait, I was just supposed to hit the button, right? Oh, I see. I already forgot about the button. Sometimes you have to duplicate the signal. It's like a power strip, but maybe you don't have one of those at home. Forgotten one? Duplicate the signal. Okay. That was weird. That was a weird one to think about. This is a block that can either let the signal through or not. It's controlled by the input at the top. All right. It's curved through or blocks it. With these blocks, you should begin to understand how the logic works. That's what I would like to understand. Okay, so it's always yellow to blue. There are also generators that you can switch on and off as required. I'll leave you to experiment. Fill the gauge. You can turn it on or off. Okay. I see. Once you supplied power to it, it continued to supply power to it. Okay. I got it. Alright. Sure. Time to prove yourself. We're about to start the assignment test. Get ready. Okay. Fill the gauge. So... So this one... That only goes if you keep power going there. So if I were to do... That's not what I want to do. No, I want this to go here. That to go there. There we go. Move up the ladder. All right. The location unlocked. Repair. Destroy connection number interactions. All right. Well done. You're actually doing pretty well for a forgotten one. I've got a vacancy on my engineering team as it happens. You're going to join my department, but don't rest on your laurels. You'll still have to prove yourself. As this is your first assignment, you'll start at the bottom of the ladder. But if you're efficient, I'll give you some more interesting assignments. You've received your recognition card. It'll give you access to Albatross equipment. It manages your authorization level using a point system. The higher your score, the more access you'll have to various Albatross tech sites. Introducing Albatown. Prove yourself and you'll earn points that will increase your value to the company. This will give you access to other jobs to spread across other various infrastructures. Okay, repair. This is the little electronics workshop where Empire began. We kept it because it was here that William Kane created the first prototype. You'll be working here to begin with, repairing various devices used by our employee citizens. Okay. Raven Oswald, your predecessor, is no longer here, but she has left some post-its for her replacements. Just remember. Go. Great potential. If you keep this up, you should climb the ladder quickly at Albatross, but don't get complacent just yet. Repair this toaster. Our employee citizens need to be able to eat well to be able to do their jobs efficiently. See that magnificent generator? It's central to Albatross technology. It generates power once it's switched on. Okay. So... So then I do move that. Okay. I guess I could have... I'm surprised they don't have a thing here to tell me what the goal is. Like, how many destroyed connections should I have had? Like, because usually a lot of these games have like a, like for instance, if you're doing a loop or something, and you had to like add something together, it would say like number of instructions. The target number of instructions would be like 5 or something. And maybe you do it and you have 7. So then you say, oh, okay, they say I could do it in 5. So you work it around a little bit and you find out, oh, I could do this in 5 moves. And boom, you got the goal there. But I don't see any yet unless they're going to introduce that later. So I don't know if I'm doing well or not doing well compared to what the game thinks I should be doing. So... Information, my dear. Nothing is less important. Everyone must have something to receive Monsieur Kane's press releases on. Okay, my television. So we've got a thing that's turning the power on and off. Let me think here. No, vibe of the shadows. Yeah, it's these are these puzzle games are. It really depends on how much you like sort of logic puzzle type of things. And since I write code for a living, I kind of really dig these things because I like thinking logically on things. But it's a really niche. It's a really niche, genre to kind of work on. Wonder. So what happens if I put this down here? That's a blue one, so it's got to go yellow to blue, right? So yeah, I just don't even need that anymore, right? Because it's on. Let me try that again. So turn that off while it's like that, and then just do that, right? So it was all timing, really. An Albatross Tech presentation is everything you should also be taking care to look good. Okay, so okay. Interesting. Optimal working conditions. That's what we're offer at Albertown. And we make all necessary equipment available. Okay. So I don't know why I did that. I should have did it this way. I gotta do this first, right? To get to close the circuit. But that doesn't keep the circuit closed. I guess I don't need that open now. That's probably what it's saying. Yeah, okay, I didn't need that open after that. Oh, is this what it's telling me between 1 and 5? Is that what it's looking for? So do this, right? And do that. And then do that. Logic at game seems good. It seems to be missing a key. Yeah, there's a little bit of trying to figure out what you're looking at. like I happen to know a little bit about electric circuits, so I can kind of understand some of it. Oh, now we're getting into logic gates. So, but this is not, it's not really any different than what I've seen other games in the genre like. So I don't really fault them for that. I do like that they start out being like, okay, blue always goes to yellow. Blue to yellow all the time. And then they kind of sort of slowly introduce the, like, once you've powered something, you don't have to power it again. But that said, there are some things that are a little bit weird, like the opening the box and then, like, when you have a switch that's on, but then you don't give it any power, but you can turn it, you can unplug it from one and plug it into the other one. It still has power, still has a signal. That's kind of a weird thing. So I do agree that there's some, like with the toggle switches, it's a little bit weird there because they don't quite work like you would think. You would think you'd have to constantly give them power, but you don't once you've turned them on, kind of thing. So there's a little bit of like trial and error here. That's because some of it doesn't really make as much sense as I think they thought it made. Next, you'll need to learn some basic logic. It's easy. Let us guide you through it. Yeah, so we have an AND gate. So you need both of these in order for that to be correct. So we just say just that. Yeah. And then an OR gate. So if either of these, although, so you need AND, so one of each of these. So just go here and go there. Exclusive OR, so one or the other, but not both. So you take one of these off. You put that over here. See, I happen to know, Boolean logic, so this is very easy for me, but I'm sure somebody else looking at this is going to be like, what the hell am I looking at? So this one, I think they really needed to kind of, this one they definitely want you to do trial and error, but I feel like they should have given a little bit of an explanation. Now there is a help button up here, which I assume will give you some tips maybe. Yeah, so it does give you a hint, but it's not really a very good hint. Maybe add the red wire and how clean you place in the gift points. Yeah, I don't, that's the other thing. I'm not sure where, I'm not sure what they're grading me on. Is it just that they're grading me on how many times I click, which is kind of a weird thing to grade somebody on, right? It's like, or are they grading me on how efficient my design is, but there's not really a means for me to be efficient per se, because I'm not laying out the gates myself. Because a lot of games like this will give you just a blank slate, and they'll give you the components that you have to put on the board, and then you just kind of rearrange them in a way that makes sense. And then they judge you based on how efficient your arrangement of stuff is. But here it's all fixed arrangement, so I'm a little bit baffled as to what they're actually grading you on here as well. So take that off of there, and this is just an OR here, and we have an AND there. Why is this a separate thing? Okay. That one was a little bit weird. That last one. I get what they were going for, but that was just a little bit weird, that last one. You get a few extra points for good behavior if you complete this task. Okay, so we have exclusive ore here. We've got a red line that we can't change, so I'll get rid of this because that'll satisfy the exclusive ore. We have a charger thing here with a red line to the end, so that'll satisfy both of those. So I just need to get power to there. Which I could actually take the power from here and go in there directly, because I'll just hit the button, hold it down. Just do this. All right. So 1,000 more employee points, I guess. Yeah. And we now have the laboratory unlocked. Yeah. Okay, interesting. I mean, one all the way down. So level between 1 and... I'm thinking between 1 and 7 is what they mean for the, like, what you're supposed to do, but I don't know what which one of these numbers is counting towards that. Or no, this is level 1-7. So that must be just, oh yeah, this is just level 1-7. So I don't know. I don't know what the like par number is for those. I wonder if it tells you somewhere in like the menu or something. Great, you're much more resourceful than I was expecting. Now we can get down to business. Now I'm going to give you a choice. You can stay here and continue working on the various jobs here, or you can walk out the door and join our laboratory. Don't worry, you can always come back to complete the remaining tasks later. Would you like to join the laboratory now? Yes. Such efficiency, I like your work ethic. Okay. Let me introduce you to Susan, one of our most brilliant engineers. If you have a question, she'll have the answer, but try not to bother her for nothing. As you know, productivity is sacred at Albatross. Welcome to the lab, comrade. Happy to have some help designing Albatross's more expert systems. So there's bonus rounds there. Bonus 0.5. So I'm curious. Let me go see. Go back here. Bonus 0.4. So there's like a couple bonus things. Next 4 jobs are a little more difficult. If you feel like the challenge, then just go for it, but don't forget that you can go through the door to another site and come back later to complete them. Maybe that's how high the level is, and the one on the radios that give you the rating. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're like. Like, it just seems like the goal is completed, but there's no score as to how well you've completed it. From what I can tell. This inverter is easy to understand. Okay, so they've got inverters here. So if I hit this button, it'll turn that off, basically, is what they're saying. So we need... So both of these are... Thing is, here... So if so they obviously want to use the inverter, but in order for this to invert, I need to cut the power from there, which means I got to bring the power back over to here, right? To complete this and. So if I do this, I do that, and then we do this and this. So I've got power there. But this one needs power. So it's really got to be so I have to go to the blue. This is a yellow. I take that off. I go here. Okay. And then we do this. There we go. Okay. So we got that. Now this one is... So I have that, so I can take this off because that's turned on now. Then we hook up this guy. Actually, it's, well... See, this is the only way to get power down there is to use those. Okay, so then that has to hook up to there. That goes to take that off so I can then power these two, but... Well, okay, this will continue to be powered even though the thing is off there, right? Yeah. So then I do this. And I hook this one up to there. Take that away, and then I can hook this one up to there. Okay, that was a thing. Yeah, it's getting a little bit more difficult. Okay, I can see what they're doing here. For selecting the outputs. Okay, so if I hit the button, it'll switch the output up to here. Like this will flip up to there or down there. Okay. That one goes there, and then we need one to go here and one to go there. Right. So that goes to there. I see. I see what to do. Do that, and then So this one. A connection loop. You cannot create a connection loop. Damn it. Okay. I wonder though. Okay. So yeah, it's definitely getting a little bit more difficult. So this one would have to, like, you need both of these powered. And this needs to be powered. So there's got to be something with this and with this to where like somehow this has to power that. So you have that. Or you have that, which isn't powering the other one to switch over. So you'd have to... If I skip that one. This one needs power that way. No, okay, I didn't think so. Still doesn't like the loop. So I would have to... So regardless, this has to be powered, right? So it gets the power up to there. Or, wait, no. This has to be powered to go to here, and then all I really need to do is get this guy to go there, because... Well, that... No, but I still need power through here, right? So do this. Yeah, I still need power through that circuit. So you power through there. But then how do I get it to power? That thing without doing a loop there. Hmm. Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. Yep. Yep, I just, for some reason, I was ignoring that top there, which was because it was like the tutorial thing, but it's like, oh no, that's part of the, that's all part of it. All right, well, I think we've taken a look at it. So, that, my friends, is Linkito. What did I miss? Not much. I just did like a few more puzzles. Nothing, you didn't miss too much. That, my friends, has been Linkito. It's by Calenarm and published by Prodigious Originals and Chimera Games. It is fully released out on Steam, currently $15 US. It's okay. I can see the puzzles. The puzzles are definitely getting more interesting and more intricate. It's definitely one of those where it's really expecting you to think outside the box a little bit. Like, use everything in front of you. Don't take anything for granted. There is some trial and error there because some of the things don't really make sense and some of the mechanics aren't necessarily consistent with what you would expect them to be, but they're consistent internally with themselves. So I guess that's okay there. And it's just kind of, it's okay. Like, I don't have any particular problems with it. I do think that it would be nice to have sort of a grading system to see how well you did, how well the game thinks you did. I know that it looks like there's like levels of the week over here and probably some community levels and stuff, which is really cool. It's really cool to see that. I'm sure there's some really inventive stuff that the community puts out. And, you know, it's okay. Like, I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I don't know that it doesn't excite me as much as a lot of these games do. You know, it's not one that I would say, yeah, you know, if you're trying to learn logic gates and all that stuff, you come to look at this game. No, I'd probably still send you to, you know, TRS 100 or one of those games, TIS 100, or, you know, other games like that. Anything from, I'd still direct you to Zachtronics. Basically, anything from Zachtronics would pretty much learn you some logic gates and things like that. This is approaching that level, but it kind of falls flat with a lot of I like the simple concept of it, but it also takes a lot of liberties. And I think that's kind of the thing that I'm a little bit put off by, I guess. There's nothing that they've done necessarily wrong. It's just kind of it's got a feel to it that I like the world building and I like the, you know, what they're doing with that, but it also, it doesn't feel, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't feel exciting to get a good answer, to get a right answer. It's just kind of it just works or it doesn't, you know. And it doesn't really matter how you got there or how long it took you to get there, and it's kind of a hard one. It's a difficult one. So, but I still think it's a good game, and if you like logic puzzle games, you probably like this. I'm certainly enjoying what's there. It's just nothing it does is anything that I could mark off as like, this is very special what this does. You know, it's not a human resources machine, and it's not a, TIS 100. It's not a the other game names escape me. There's Zachtronic games in there. There was a couple of Zachtronics games that were like build a computer kind of thing that were really interesting. Stuff like that. It doesn't rise to that level, but it's also good in its own right, I'd say. So, anyway, my friends, as always, I will leave links down in the description so you can do your own due diligence. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, so let's move on to the next game here. Let's close that out. Steam it. Here we go. All right. So what do I want to do next here? Why is this update queued again? Jesus Christ! Just freaking update already and shove off. Hey, Fabian, welcome. Oh, you know what? I gotta take care of this freaking bot here as well. So I'll do that while this is doing whatever it's doing. Let me go and report spam scam bots. Selling viewers bots. Report, block this user, ban them. Alright. So got rid of that. And what do I want to do next? This one is an action RPG that I'm kind of interested in. I don't know what it's going to be like. There's also a rally game that I kind of want to take a look at. Where are we at? Because I might only be able to get one more game in, since I do half an hour things. Do I want to try this one, or do I want to do this one off stream? It's a soul-like role-playing game. I think I'll do that off camera. I think I'll do that off camera. Star Wheel. This one sounds like it's going to be pretty janky, so I don't know if I want to do that right now. Dustland Delivery sounds interesting as well. Survival Business Simulator. Maybe I'll do this one because it's a little bit more chill and casual, and it's early access still. For what we're doing. Is Old School Rally early access still? Oh, it is too. It's a bit of a toss-up right now. I mean, I guess, yeah, you know what? Let's do Old School Rally. We'll do this one. And I'll save the others for later. And we'll see what's going on with this. So we'll do Old School Rally, Steam, Early Access, and it's by Frozen Lake Games and Astrolabe Games. Published by them. Put that there, and get that on that line. And was it $10? $9.99. $9.99 US. There we go. All right, cool. We'll get that in there. And how's that looking on the screen here? Well, that fits in good. All right, good. Okay. Let's take a look at this one. Get my, oh, you know what? Let me make sure that my controller is working. I assume I am going to need a controller for this. Connect. Connected and Old School Rally. Let's make sure the cursor stays on this screen. It does. All right. Play. Music down. Let's see what they've got for me.
Astrolabe Games.
Got no money on Steam. I hear that. Is most games now on Unity? A lot of indie games are on Unity. Wow, this is really loud. Let me see if I can change the options here. Okay. Yeah, music is cool. It's a lot of indie games use Unity. Just in general. But I'm seeing a lot more. Oh, dithering. Can I turn that off? CRT texture warping. Yeah. Time trial rally. All right. Let's see. Yeah, it reminds me of good old times. Yeah, I think that's what they're going for. Going for like a retro look here. It still seems like that's really loud, but you guys could hear me okay, right? Over the music. It looks like I'm louder than the music at least. Well, I think they've purposely done the graphics this way. I think it's actually on purpose that they're doing that. Based on what I read on their store page, it seems like they were going for like the early arcade rally sort of look. Sound is good. You could be a lot louder. Okay. I think that means that the game audio is a little bit too loud. I think that, yeah, it seems a little bit better to me. So usually, because if I'm getting drowned out, it means that there's too much, the volume levels are too close to one another. That said, I am working on some stuff to try to see if I can make my voice louder in general. Because I'm noticing that in recordings too, that I'm really, really low, but it takes forever to try to tweak things properly. I wish I was an audio engineer because, man, I wish I knew how to do audio properly because I just really don't. It's been a constant bane in my side is trying to get audio levels correct and everything. All right, let's do this. Let's get a recording started here, and we'll see what this game is all about. Exclamation, everybody, and welcome to Old School Rally. It is by Frozen Lake Games and published by Astrolabe Games. It is on Steam right now in early access. It's currently $10 US, so it's definitely not going to break your bank or any kind of in any respect of the term, hopefully. And it's just as the name suggests, they're going for an old school rally car game vibe. I think it's very deliberate that they're going for sort of the like arcade early I guess it would be early 90s arcade sort of racing title kind of thing. I guess NASCAR Heat sort of comes to mind a little bit. I think they purposely have done it to kind of like these PS1 level graphics, I guess you might call them. I say that because, I look under the settings here and they do have things for like texture warping and dithering and a CRT filter. I turned off the dithering. The CRT filter was already off, thank goodness. But I turned off the dithering just for the purposes of the video. Because usually when you have a lot of like noisy gameplay, noisy visuals, it not only does it take longer for me to render the video because there's a lot more movement from one frame to the next, but it also makes the ultimate size of the video much larger. That's on disc. So I try to do this to try to keep some of that to a minimum. Plus we've got encoders that come across, like the VP9 encoder on YouTube and stuff like that can sometimes really murder these sort of fake old school dithering processes and stuff like that. So it looks like there's two modes. There's a rally and there's a time trial mode. We're going to try the rally mode and see what it's all about. And maybe I'll jump into a time trial afterwards. We'll see. We'll just kind of play it by ear and see what it's all about. I haven't played any of the game yet, so I don't know how it's going to feel, how it's going to maneuver. I do believe I'm using my Xbox controller. I believe that it requires a controller. If I remember from the store page, I don't recall offhand. So which makes a lot of sense. If you're for a game like this, for like a racing game, it kind of makes sense that they would be like, yeah, just use a controller, because it's a lot easier to balance that. But anyway, analog inputs versus digital, the whole 9 yards. Anyway, let's go put 30 minutes on the clock as we do and see what this game is all about, shall we? All right, we got a Taurus RS, Jupiter Ram, and Leon D26. I guess we'll get acceleration, top speed, handling. I guess we'll do this one because the handling looks better, although top speed is low. Well, we'll see. We'll try it. Alright, the rookie 4 stages. Rally. Track info. Finland. SS1. 4.3 kilometers. Alright. Alright, well, let's roll with it. Alright. Loading up. Alright, so far so good right now.
Medium right.
Oop, of course, I'm already failing. As I do.
Hard left. Medium right. Easy left.
So the first thing I try to do when I play any kind of racing game is to figure out
Easy right.
how they've dealt. Oop, so we can actually take damage and stuff. Okay. Try to figure out how they deal with the braking system.
Easy left.
Because some games sort of require you to keep your finger on
Checkpoint. Hard left.
the accelerator while you brake in order to not completely like come to a freaking standstill, or
Hard
that
left.
would be physically impossible in any other setting. And some games just kind of require you to like feather the
left.
accelerator and not really
Medium
use the
right.
brake at all.
Left right chicane.
This one definitely, the brakes definitely want you to slide. There's a lot of fish hooking going on.
Easy left.
I can't
Medium
just feather the accelerator
right.
to get around curves, so I do have to use the brake.
Checkpoint. Easy left.
But it seems like if I keep my finger on the accelerator and just tap the
Medium right.
brakes, we still have some control. Not a lot, mind you, but some.
Medium right. Easy left. Easy left. Medium right. Easy left.
Okay. Sort of getting the hang of it a little bit.
Easy left.
He says as he nearly crashes into a fence.
Checkpoint. Easy left. Easy right. Easy left. Water. Right left chicane. Easy right. Easy left. Easy right. Jump. Easy left.
Damn. Oh wow, if you go far enough off track, they just reset you.
Easy right.
I didn't do that reset myself. That was the game doing it.
Finish.
Failed. Required time 2:48. Wow. Okay. Oof. I love a racing game that's like, yeah, you just failed, dude. You just failed.
Medium right.
I love it. Not pulling punches. That's good.
Hard left. Medium right. Easy left. Easy right.
The one thing they're missing with the turn instructions
Medium right.
is
Hard left.
what speed you should be going. Normally they'll say something like, you know, left 160 or something. So you know you're supposed to be going at least 60 miles an hour.
Jump.
They don't have that here. So I'm having a little bit harder time judging if I'm going too fast or not. I mean, the answer is I'm always going too fast,
Left
but
right
you know.
chicane. right. Checkpoint, easy left. Medium right.
All right, we're crowd pleasing right now.
Easy left. Easy left. Medium right.
I wonder if this game would take my my racing wheel. I have a feeling it's probably
Right.
too early for it to take a racing wheel.
Easy left.
That would certainly be interesting.
Checkpoint. Easy left. Easy right. Easy left. Water. Right, left chicane. Easy right. Easy left. Easy right. Jump. Easy left. Easy right. Finish.
Well, I just barely finished under 248 that time. That's good. All right. From outside to inside. Yeah, I need to pick better lines. I mean, that's always been my problem. Is like I play a racing game and I'm just like, I'm just going to go as fast as I possibly can, and I never really that's not really how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to really just have good racing lines and all that stuff, and I'm usually all over the track. That's kind of why I like I tend to like action racing games instead of simulators. Obviously this is more of a sim racing game, but I tend to like the action ones better because I just like to go balls to the wall and you know, wind my way through all the craziness.
Easy left.
But I still like
right.
you know, sims as well. I just
Hairpin left.
I just never do very, very well at them. I don't know, like this one so far has been pretty good in that it hasn't thrown a whole lot of car terminology at me. Like, you know, what do you want your suspension to be and all that stuff. I'm like, I don't even know.
Medium left.
You know, I would need someone,
Jump.
you know, who's an expert in cars to be like, oh yeah, you need to tweak that by 0.2 this way or 0.3 this way or something to that effect.
Easy right. Checkpoint. Hairpin left.
The other thing I have a problem with a lot of these games, and this is not a knock on this game, I have this problem with a lot of racing games. The sense of speed, I can never really
Checkpoint.
tell if I'm going too fast or too slow for a turn. A lot of times what I do is, like, if a game has a racing line in game, I'll turn it on so that it shows me like the around the curves, you know, whether I'm going too fast or not. But even that is kind of a hard one for me, because since I can't feel the speed, I can't really judge what I'm doing. I mean, that was actually pretty good. I had some green sections there. So car repair. Oh, I see, and it takes the timer down. I was wondering if they gave you like, oh, you have an hour to repair your car and stuff, and they do here, so that's good. That's cool to see. As good as new. Repair your car for the first time. Yeah, that was pretty clean, given that I was chatting through the whole thing and not really paying any attention. But I feel like that track was made for this particular car, right? It's like, That's the other thing. Like when you do a rally, you gotta use the same car for all the different things, and it's some parts are made for a car with good handling, and some just really aren't.
Medium left. Hairpin right.
I like the music. The music is appropriate
Medium left.
for what's going on.
Easy right.
It's nothing flashy, but it's also not terrible either.
Easy right. Medium left.
Okay.
Checkpoint. Medium right. Hard left.
Was that a crazy texture warp I just got there? On that one mountain?
Medium left.
You can see the textures in the background coming into view and everything because there's no level of detail, which is
Easy left.
it's interesting to see in a modern title, but it's part of the old school charm.
Right left chicane.
Yeah, was that like mountain warping when while I was going by it? Because I caught something out of the corner of my eye and I'm like, what the hell is that? And I couldn't really
Medium left.
process it.
Checkpoint. Right left chicane. Easy right.
Oop, okay.
Easy left. Hard left. Medium left. Easy right. Jump. Checkpoint. Easy right.
Not bad. I mean,
Medium left.
the controls feel pretty good. Trees notwithstanding.
Medium left.
They actually feel really responsive
Jump. Easy right.
and smooth.
Easy left. Medium right.
It doesn't feel like the one thing I like about this. It doesn't feel like the brakes are freaking titanium. There's so many games that racing games like this that I play, indie racing games, where you even barely touch the brake and it's like your car goes from 100 miles an hour down to like 0 in like 0.4 seconds. It's like, okay, my driver is now dead. No brakes in the world work that way. And this one, it feels like the brakes appropriately are like they're slowing you down, but they're not. There's a curve, a deceleration curve, which is very important for any racing game. And I'm glad to see that here, because that's the one thing I see a lot of these indie games just don't get right. That deceleration is just too insane, and you kind of have to. And those are types of games where you brake and you accelerate at the same time. You keep your finger on both triggers because it's the only way to keep to like manage what's going on. Where are all the people clapping? I know, right? Like, actually kind of kicking butt here a little bit. They're all just standing around in their parkas, just looking at me. Like, oh, there's another dude.
Easy left. Easy right. Easy left. Right left chicane.
Oops, okay.
Checkpoint. Easy left. Hard right. Easy right. Hairpin left.
Yeah, this car definitely likes to Tokyo drift on me. That's the
Hard
one.
left.
The one thing I'd say is kind of weird. I mean, I get that these cars are lightweight, so they can kind of do this
Easy right. Easy left.
climb, hill climbs easy and stuff, but
Medium right.
are they really like this fishtail?
Hard right.
That's what I want to know.
Right left chicane. Jump. Medium left. Medium right. Checkpoint. Medium left. Jump. Hard left. Medium right. Right left chicane.
Oh, we are ice skating, friends.
Medium left.
We are ice skating.
Finish.
Alright, well, I still finished under the required time, so that's good. Does the weather have anything going on other than blinding the player? It's definitely, that track was definitely a skating rink. Like, it definitely felt very, like I was skidding a lot more than I was on any of the other tracks. But then again, that track had a lot more twists and turns than the other ones, so it's hard to tell if there was that much of an effect, but it definitely felt like there was that much of an effect. Yeah. Rally completed. 2,000 buckaroos, and I've unlocked the Virgo XF. Let's see what a time trial is like. And let's use the one that we just unlocked. Oh, the handling is absolutely horrific on this one, and the acceleration and top speed are great. So let's see what this is going to be like. Let's go to Australia. Oh, I can change the time of day or night. Yeah, nice. All right. Let's see what this is all about. Best time 155. Oh, there's telling me what the music is playing too on their soundtrack. Ooh, nice.
Easy left.
Bow, bow,
Easy right.
bow, 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 bow. Okay, the brakes on this one are definitely, it's definitely slower to brake. So that's the thing.
Easy right.
Like I can lean on these brakes and it'll take a little bit, it'll take a half a minute.
Medium left. Hairpin right. Checkpoint. Medium left. Jump. Over bridge. Easy right. Hard left.
Okay, okay. That's a thing that happens.
Right. Checkpoint. Hairpin left.
Ooh.
Medium right.
We're getting a little close to that edge.
Hard left.
Oh no.
Checkpoint.
Okay, yeah, this car is way all over the place. Isn't diesel are very expensive? Yeah, it's I mean,
Left right chicane.
I don't know
Hairpin
I don't
right.
know if these rally cars work on, I don't know if they work on diesel or if they work on
Finish.
hydrogen. I'm not sure what kind of fuel they take. Oh, that's it. It was just the, so time trial is just a Race for fastest times on any individual stage. Ah, I gotcha. Okay. So just doing individual stages there. Huh. Is it much lower price in America? So in a word, no. So we have most of our gas now is mixed with what's it called? It's made from corn. I can't think of the name of it right now. It has an actual chemical name. But most of it bio. Yeah, it's most of our fuel has biodiesel. Yeah. Exactly. Most of it has a mixture now. Of both of those things. So it's not pure gasoline anymore. It's now just like biogas. We do have compressed hydrogen for, I think, some of the compressed something. I think it's compressed. Yeah. And then we have regular diesel, which I don't think the formula for the regular diesel has ever changed. And then that's about it. It's just, then you're just into EV stuff, the electric vehicle stuff. Now for racing, they have something else that they use for race cars that is pretty damn scary, because it's like it has a colorless flame. So if you're on fire, nobody knows that you're on fire because you can't tell. Only you can tell. So they use that, and then I don't know. I assume rally cars use something very similar. But I don't know for sure, honestly. Is it allowed for you to use your own biodiesel if you make it yourself? Yes. Yeah, you can make your own biodiesel and use that. Most of the time, that's just like, that doesn't really have any gasoline in it. Usually, it's just because you can't handle. I mean, you can handle gasoline. You can have like a container of gasoline and stuff like that, like a jerry can or something. But I think most people that go do their own thing, they'll just take it straight from. It'll just be 100% biodiesel. It'll be 100% biofuel, not a mixture usually. Or it'll just make their own EVs with batteries and stuff, which is slightly more difficult because of trying to source the batteries, but you know, it can be done. They don't really have a restriction on that. The only thing you have to worry about when it comes to the cars here is emissions testing. So like in Pennsylvania, for instance, we have to get a state inspection every year, and we get an inspection sticker on our cars. And so they inspect everything, like is your car roadworthy? Do you have all the mirrors? Are your lights working? Are your brakes working? What's the condition of your tires? If your tires are bald, they won't let you drive away. And then they also check the emissions to make sure you're under the limit for pollution standards. So if you do anything to your emissions where you're not going to pass an emissions check, then they're going to declare your car not roadworthy and not give you a sticker, and then at that point, if you drive it, you're illegal, and you can get pulled over and get a pretty hefty fine, amongst other things. But if you're keeping everything normal and correct, then you should be able to pass that. Now, every state is different. Like Pennsylvania, it's every year. New Jersey, it's every 2 years. You have to get an inspection. But I think you have to get an emissions inspection every 5 years in New Jersey or something like that. So it's like you get a regular inspection every 2, but then every 4 or 5, it's an emissions thing, something to that effect. Whereas here, you gotta get both every year, which can get a little bit expensive. It's like, emissions inspection is like $60. It ain't cheap, but you're kind of forced to do it. If so many people driving electric cars, the good part of that is you don't hear it when it hits you. Yeah, they are pretty quiet. I did see a video about a electric car that was, it had speakers on the outside of the car to make it sound like a regular engine. So it would sound like a regular engine car, even though it was electric car, which I thought was an interesting thing to try to do. Bad part of EV is finding something to tow if you have a problem. Yeah. They still got to figure all that stuff out. They got to figure out the nationwide charging, superchargers and stuff. Like they're starting to flesh that out pretty well. They've got to settle on a standard EV plug so that, like we have a standard port for, gas. So every car can go to every gas station and know that it's going to, they can use the pump. But we're not quite there yet with EVs, where you're not sure if you have to look around to make sure that it has the right connection for your car and stuff like that. So they're starting to standardize, I think, on the Tesla connector. But they really need some good standards there and stuff. It can't be like, we can't let them do like the USB thing where everybody has a different USB port, and God help you if you don't have a right cable for it. It's just that can't happen in order for EVs to really take off.
Medium right. Hairpin left.
Imagine a trash the cars will make in the future. Well, there is a company that I was reading about that is taking in all the batteries and stuff for EVs and other electrical things that are just need batteries,
Left, right, chicane.
and they're figuring out how to recycle them. So, because recycling them is going to be a big deal because of all the, depending on what it is, the cadmium or other things or other elements in there, nickel metal hydride and all that stuff. And that's a big deal, is having to be able to recycle that. And they're working on that problem. But yeah, it is a big problem because those metals are number one, they're rare earth metals usually. And number two, they don't do well in landfills over time. They do pretty poorly in landfills in general. So they got to figure that part out, definitely.
Easy right. Hard left. Medium right.
Yeah, the batteries are a big problem there. And that's what they got to figure out. They got to figure out how to
Right, left, chicane.
recycle them in such a way that that's efficient and doesn't take,
Medium right.
it's efficient enough that you can get as much back out of it as you can, and maybe reuse those components for new
Checkpoint.
batteries. You know.
Medium left. Water. Easy right.
And the other thing is too is
Easy left.
you know, I've been looking at a lot of electric cars. I was really interested at the Ford F-150 Lightning, but Ford has already said that they're going to bow out of the EV market for trucks. So I'm kind of not looking in that direction anymore, even though I really like the look of the Lightning. And I have an F-150 myself. But then I was looking at the Rivian trucks, and even though they have all the problems of like a startup would in the in the automotive space, their trucks look really interesting and really cool, and they get some pretty decent distance. They don't get like the 530 miles that my truck gets, but they get pretty, like, the one gets about 500 miles, they say. So it's pretty close. And I've been kind of keeping my eye on them, although they are damned expensive. Like the one I was looking at that has the extended range, like $100,000. That's a lot. That's
Easy left. Medium right.
I paid, I think all told, with the getting the options on my truck, which I got a bed liner and stuff like that. I paid all told 46 grand for my truck,
Easy right.
and that was in 2012.
Left right chicane.
Right?
Hairpin left.
Basically, the Rivian would be 2.5 of those
Easy left.
in 2024. It's like, geez Louise, what has happened? With the options that I'd want on it. Like,
Left.
I would never buy a truck without a bed liner. I bought a truck. My first truck that I bought, I said, oh, I don't need a bed liner on it. And because I'm not like hauling stuff. There's that rolling hill again.
Hard right.
But I found out
Easy right. Medium left.
you need a hard
Hard right.
bed liner, because in the wintertime
Jump.
you get ice in the back, and as that ice melts it starts sloshing around, and it just rips the paint to shreds as it goes sloshing around and hitting the sides and all that stuff. And so my first truck, like, the bed was just a mess from that, and it was starting to rust a little bit and everything else because the paint was just a mess. So I said, okay, from now on, always pay the extra for a bed liner.
Medium right.
And I'm glad I did, because the bed liner is like, I didn't realize this, but it's having one is like night and day. It's just like,
Easy right.
it's
Medium
like
left.
having tank armor. Like, you can put stuff in there and it can slosh around and knock around and everything else, and it just comes out looking perfect. Like there was never ever a scratch.
Easy
It's
left.
crazy.
Right left chicane. Medium right. Hard left. Medium right.
Sorry, lead. Yeah, I
Hard left.
don't know how much lead is in. Oops. I don't know how much lead is in the batteries anymore. I think they've gotten rid of some of it or most of it.
Medium right.
Mostly now it's like more exotic things like nickel metal hydride and cadmium and things like that. I don't think there's as much lead.
Medium left.
Now,
Hard right.
the batteries you would use in a normal car,
Medium left.
normal gasoline car, they're still lead based, I believe,
Medium left.
for the starter and stuff.
Hard right.
but I think the EVs have kind of switched up their formulas a bit.
Left, right, chicane.
Because I think we still have a huge problem trying to recycle lead and things like
Medium
that.
left. Easy right. Finish.
Although the other issue there is, I out and out failed. Okay. The other issue there is the
Easy left. Medium
you
right.
know, the materials they're using
Medium left.
still aren't very easy to recycle.
Easy right.
And that's what they're trying. That's what some companies are trying to figure out now. Is like, how do we reuse some of these?
Easy left.
How do we put these back into service and all that stuff? And also, they can be
Medium left.
highly flammable. So if you get into a really
Left, right, chicane.
bad accident, like if your EV catches on fire, like it's a big problem for like fire department to try to put that out. Like they have to have special equipment, I believe, to do it because it burns so hot
Easy left.
that they can't just use they can't use normal water.
Checkpoint.
It's like I think it's like a foam that they have to use
Left,
for
right,
it.
chicane.
It's just
Medium left.
it's kind of insane.
Medium left. Hard right. Easy right. Medium left. Medium left. Hard right.
Science guy, yeah. We need more of them. Crazy experiments with kids, yeah.
Medium right.
I mean, we had Bill Nye growing up.
Easy right. Medium left.
And a bunch of others. Like there were, you know, when I was growing up, like they had science programs just on network TV, like on the weekends and stuff, that you could just kind of sit there and watch
Left, right, chicane.
and actually learn something, you know. And
Hard left.
I think they're still around, but they're a lot harder to find anymore
Checkpoint.
because they were also very hard to get
Easy right.
audiences for.
Right, left, chicane.
And because they just, you know, the networks are always looking for
Easy right.
numbers going up constantly, and it's like for science
Right,
program,
left, chicane.
it's hard to have numbers going up constantly because you got people who are really interested in a subject and you got people who just really aren't interested in it and probably never will be.
Hard left.
And so it's just like trying to get the insane numbers that they want to see
Easy left. Medium
has
left.
made it hard for them to get stuff. And I think a lot of,
Medium left.
and then YouTube has made it really difficult for
Easy
them.
right. Hard left.
To try to get any kind of monetization on stuff depending on the topic and everything.
Checkpoint. Medium left.
So a lot of them are going to like Nebula and other things like that to try to get their content up there. But then again, that's, you know, how many people know about Nebula
Medium left.
and that it's got all that
Hard right.
content on it. And yeah, it's
Left, right, chicane.
it's crazy. It's really,
Left, right, chicane.
you know, we need more.
Easy left.
In general, we need more education, not less. We need more opportunities for that kind of thing. You
Medium
know,
left.
I wish that Tech TV had been available on Comcast sooner than it was. Like by the time I got to Tech TV, it was already in its kind of waning years. But that would have been right up my alley, like learning computers and how they work and all that stuff. Like
Easy left.
there was no one in my family
Medium
that
right.
had any interest in computers.
Medium left.
And
right.
I just
Easy
I
left.
picked it up just
Medium right.
by being exposed to it at school and
Easy left.
and other things, and it's just like
Hard right.
that started the ball rolling for me. You know what I mean? It's just sometimes you just need to
Medium left.
be exposed to something to find out if it's
Left right
something
chicane.
you like. You know, sometimes you just don't even know
Hairpin left.
what you're gonna like until you do. And
Easy right. Easy left. Hairpin left.
I hope we can get more of that going. Although I'm a little bit off topic here, but that's just my thought on that.
Easy right. Checkpoint. Left right chicane. Medium left. Medium left.
Meantime,
Hard right.
I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with this particular race here.
Easy right. Medium left. Medium left.
I'm kind of in a groove.
Jump. Easy left. Medium right. Easy right.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I didn't like in school. I didn't really like history at all because it required me to memorize names and dates.
Medium right.
And I've always been bad remembering names and remembering dates. It's just something that I've always been bad at.
Medium right.
Phone numbers too, but I don't have to deal with that anymore.
Checkpoint.
It's just something about them that I just like. Names and dates have always been a problem with me, and that's all they seem to focus on because that's what they were testing for,
Right left chicane.
right? But then I had PBS on one day,
Right.
and they had a series called, I think, Battlefield it was called, and they went into, like, they would go look at like World War II or something, and they would give you the tactical overview and talk about the tactics that were employed and what armies were employed and what they were facing, and they kind of did like a deep dive and stuff. And I found that I really liked hearing about I really liked hearing about the tactics. Oh, there's different camera views. Found that out. X was the reset. And that was something that they just never bothered with in school. If they had bothered with it, I probably would have enjoyed history more, because that's what I really found myself gravitating towards. Is like, what tactics did they employ? What was the, why did this fail and why did that fail?
Easy right.
But it's not something you could really.
Medium left.
That information is not really something you could test on, so they didn't cover it. They just glossed over it.
Chicane. Left right chicane.
And that's how it always goes, right? It's like
Medium left.
sometimes you just latch on to the
Easy right.
smallest things, and they give you a bunch of joy, and it's hard to get anyone to get behind it because everyone in the class is different. Something that you latch onto, someone else doesn't latch onto, and they're trying to teach 30 kids at a time, and they can't tailor the lesson to you. It's got to be general enough for everybody, so they just tailor it to whatever they're going to test you on, which made it so that all I really had to do was pay attention, and then like 5 minutes before the test, just run through the chapters in the book real fast and reacquaint myself with some of the key notes, and then boom, your test is, you got a B or an A, and then after that you've forgotten everything. You get done that, and then all that leaves your brain, and you go on to the next thing. It's weird and strange. Anyway, gotten way afield here, but if it's not clear, I'm really enjoying this game. This is, I don't have any real complaints about the game. I think it's doing, I think it's definitely bringing the old school vibe in. It's certainly challenging, but also fun. They've kind of focused on, I think, what sort of makes the game tick, and they haven't really wasted any time on anything, you know, that doesn't further make the game fun, as far as I can tell. I think I'm not sure what they're doing as far as like a career thing. I mean, you've got achievements, you've got a collection, but it doesn't really feel like you've got any kind of career going. And that's not, I mean, old school games didn't really have a career mode either. So it was just kind of like, you know, so I can't necessarily fault them for that either. But this does definitely feel like something where you're eventually going to kind of get to a point where it's like, okay, I've seen everything, I've done everything, you know, I'm good. But that's not necessarily a bad thing either, because a lot of these games are like that. You know, you play them, you have fun, and then that's that. And I like that you can kind of just come back and redo whatever you wanted, go for a better time, go for a time trial thing. I don't see any glaring problems. I mean, yeah, there's some graphical things, but it kind of adds to the charm a little bit of what I'm seeing here. And yeah, honestly, apart from maybe adding like a little bit, like maybe adding a speed to the instructions, which is not really, I mean, it is and isn't important. I think this is fine. This is definitely something you can get a couple hours of fun out of. You can come back to it, jump back into it from time to time, jump out of it, come back in and be able to just pull right back into it. It'd be interesting if they added like a racing wheel, like the ability to link in your racing wheel and stuff, but it's not necessary. It would be just interesting, an interesting kind of thing to do. But I think it's fine. No complaints. I don't really have any. I don't have any like instructions either, because it's just kind of, it set out to do one thing and it does it. And as you know, I mean, I'm here having a chat about random things and I'm just playing a game on autopilot. Like, that doesn't often happen in a racing game for me. Usually a racing game for me is like, oh man, I did that turn bad, I did this turn bad, oh I'm stuck in here, I'm stuck in there. But this one, it's just like, yeah, it felt so natural and good that I was able to just kind of go into autopilot a little bit, which is really great. Like, very few racing games allow me to kind of fall into an autopilot mode. So yeah, no complaints, 2 thumbs up. And it's still in early access, so they can still do some changes to it and do some improvements. And I think what they've got here is already pretty good. And you can't argue with the price, $10 right now. So that's good. So this has been Old School Rally. It is by Frozen Lake Games and published by Astrolabe Games. It is in early access on Steam, currently $9.99 US. As always, I'll leave links down in the description so you can do your own due diligence. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. All right, my friends. We got 3 games recorded and in the bag. So that was that was pretty good. I'd say it was a productive night. It is getting a bit late though. I would like to have gotten more in, but I was enjoying that quite a lot. So I just kind of, that's the thing. If I'm enjoying something, I'll just keep playing right on through the timer, because why not? We had 3 decent ones. Old School Rally was pretty good. Linkito was good. I don't have any problems with what they were doing there. And what was it? Darkblade Ascent also was okay. You know, I mean, I could have used a little bit more meat on the bones, but it was working all right. I have a few more to look at. We get Dustland Delivery I want to take a look at. We got Elder Legacy, which looks interesting. This is another action RPG at third person. I didn't want to do this tonight because we already had one that was kind of like this. We already had an action RPG, so I was trying to like keep a variety going, as I always do. But this is something I might save for next week or something and do some more on Sunday. Since Sunday is my sort of toss-up day when I just do whatever I feel like. Because this looks interesting. And that's in early access as well. And Pixel Descent also looks a lot of fun. I saw another YouTuber playing this, and that's why I went and picked it up. But it's this is Rogue. They call it Rogue Light, but it's Rogue Like, Like, really, because it's basically the gameplay of like Rogue, but they've added in like almost they've added in like the 3 options thing whenever you level up and stuff like that. And this is very interesting. It's got like a timer and stuff too. It's got kind of it's got a little bit of the sort of Survivors, like Vampire Survivors kind of thing going on there, but not quite. It's got a very similar look and feel, but it's not quite the same. It doesn't work quite the same from what I've seen. So definitely want to take a look at that too. This one, the Star Wheeled, just seems like it's just weird. And I'm kind of interested to see how weird it is. I mean, it's got 14 reviews and it's mostly positive, which is just, from what I understand, it's jank, but it's also interesting from a janky perspective kind of thing. So I'm just kind of interested to see what it is. It looks like it's just an FPS where they're just like, yeah, you're on an alien planet, just go nuts, go loot, and all that stuff. Open world RPG. So I gotta take a look at it and just see. My curiosity has peaked on that one. And then the 9 Treasures of Liu Yin. I had to make sure that this was in English. It says that English language is supported in subtitles and interface. So hopefully that is the case. Even though everything up here is not. But this is your top-down ARPG gameplay. Although it says Souls-like. Which usually is a no-go for me, but I do try to make sure that I at least try some Souls-likes, because there are some Souls-likes that I like. Remnant is a good example of that. So we'll see if it's a Souls-like that I can get behind or not, because it looks pretty interesting. I was trying to see if there was like a stamina bar or anything here, and it doesn't look like it. It looks like there might be like a poise bar or something, or maybe a mana bar or something like that. So I'm hoping that that's the case, that it's not like stamina based, but we'll see. I'd like to take a look at that and see what it's like. Although I don't know if it's this one. I was trying to look to see. One of these that I have on here had a warning about that there was like nudity in it, and I don't think it's not this one. It doesn't look like, but there was one of them, and I have to kind of take another look and make sure, because I don't want to push any boundaries on the old streaming service. If there is, then I'll just record it off camera and oh yeah, here it is. It's this one, Starfield. Yeah, it says smoking, violence, nudity, and striptease. So I might have to play that one off, like record this one off stream and make sure that, or at least play a little bit off stream and then play it on stream to see what we're in for. I'm a little bit, this is one of those things where I'm like, is this a asset flip kind of thing? Because they're definitely going for a Starfield like logo. And they're doing a play on that. So I'm like, is this a real thing, or is this going to be like a money grab kind of, clone thing? I don't know. That's another thing I want to look at as we go in there. So we'll see. We'll see on that one. And all I can say otherwise is Rivertown Factory. I've been recording episodes of every day, and I love this game. There's something about this game that I just love. It's Factorio meets Stardew Valley with some interesting combat, and I mean the combat is not great, but it's like the exploration stuff is interesting, and it's just kind of it's got this vibe to it that I just love. So I've been playing the heck out of that. That's 45 and a half hours into that already, and I've been doing some Path of Exile stuff off camera, trying to get, I think I got to like the Atlas area. At least it looked like the area when they were doing the Atlas expansion, so I don't know if that's where I'm at or not on that one. So I have that. I was going to do some Once Human today, but I just decided that I wanted to look at some new games. I haven't been back in Once Human for a while, a couple weeks. I don't know. I like this game. I really like this game. I actually moved my house to a bigger area. But it's got, there's something about the game that is boring, and I haven't quite figured out what that is yet. I thought maybe it was like the lack of a compelling story, but I'm not so sure. There's just something about this game where I'm like, where I play it for like an hour and I'm like, yeah, I'm done. There's something about it that just like kind of takes me out of the game a little bit, and I'm just like, I'm good. I got a little bit of a fill for stuff, and now I'm good. And I'm not quite sure what it is. I kind of felt the same way with see now, names of games. The names and dates, I've always had problems with them. The Amazon game, sometimes I've had problems with that, where like it's like you get into a pattern where like, oh, I'm gonna grind out some trees and do this and do that, and then you're just like, I don't really feel like doing this, or I don't really feel like doing that, or this is very samey, or that's very samey, But that's kind of what I feel with Once Human. It's like I like it, but it also gets very samey after a while. And it just kind of, there's something about it. I'm like, I could play it for an hour or two, but then I put it down and then I'm like, I got other things to play. I'll come back to it, you know. So I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. It's just kind of, it's never really, it hasn't gotten its hooks into me to where I'm like, I must play this thing always, you know. And I don't know why. I feel like I've been playing more of Path of Exile than I've ever played, and it's, for some reason, this season just got its hooks into me, right? And Once Human, after playing that for a couple hours, like what, 24 hours, I'm like, it's okay. I'll come back to it, but I'm in no rush to do anything in it, you know? Kind of like the first Descendant in that regard. Like, I'll come back to it, and I've come back to it a couple times, but I'm in no rush to really do anything with it, you know? It hasn't really made a mark or anything. I got those due. I'd like to look at Neon Noodles again at some point, because I haven't looked at that since it was in very, very early access and it came out fully released. High Sea Saga DX, I have no idea. I was looking at that today, and I gotta figure out if this is something I want to look at on stream or not. Astro Looter Survivor, maybe. Although I've heard from, seems like from the reviews that it's very unstable, so I don't know on that one. And Dome Keeper I've played in early access before, so I don't feel a need to cover it again, but maybe at some point we'll get back to, I'll actually maybe play it for like a let's play for a little bit or something. What else? Oh, the Lamplighters League I definitely want to get into at some point. I haven't played any of it yet, but I'd like to take a look at it, see what it's like. And there was another one that I saw. It was Stardeus, right? Yeah. So Stardeus, I want to, let me actually get this installed right now so I have it. This is an interesting game. This is like a sci-fi version of, well, I guess RimWorld is sci-fi, but this is like RimWorld completely in space, sort of. And it's interesting. So I've wanted to try to like get into this a little bit and see if I can figure it out. Spore, yeah. But I wanted to get into this a little bit and try to figure it out some. I haven't played any of it yet. I've had it forever. It's still early access. I've had it since 2022, but I just haven't actually dug into it. So I'd like to maybe see what that's all about, and try to get into that. So I got that installed now, so it should pop up to the top here. Yep, that's good. I was trying to progress in Last Epoch because a new season came out, but I was trying to progress my old character a little bit more, and it was not working. It was not working well. I'm stuck on a boss that is just like, I've gotten the boss down to like 2% health 4 times now, and I end up dying every time. So it's been really super extra frustrating doing that. But maybe if I can get past that boss, I'll maybe do some more. Jump back into that again for a little bit. But you know, what I've been thinking of doing is making Thursdays. I had made Thursdays sort of like a multiplayer Thursday kind of thing, where I do like MMOs and stuff. But I'm thinking now that I want to make Thursday an action RPG Thursday. Because I have a lot of action RPGs like Last Epoch and Path of Exile, and I would like to revisit Torchlight 1 at some point, because I've played Torchlight 2 on stream, and I love Torchlight 2. But I don't think I've ever streamed Torchlight 1. And I've played through it entirely, so I know what's going on there. But I'd like to do that at some point, and then, I'd like to revisit Titan Quest 1 and do it on a harder difficulty, so I can actually play that one DLC that requires you to play on a harder difficulty. And that was all kind of in preparation for Titan Quest 2, which we still don't have a date on. Like, THQ Nordic put out a whole bunch of trailers again for all the games that they're working on. They're working on apparently like 23 games, but they have no dates for anything. So who knows when anything's coming out from them. So that's a thing. But yeah, it's just some ideas on what's going on. But I think Thursdays aren't going to be that. I'm just going to, whatever action RPG I feel like playing on Thursdays, which right now is going to be Path of Exile for foreseeable future. But I might switch it up one week and go like Last Epoch, or I might do something else and switch it up. I definitely want to get back to Grim Dawn. I'm going to have to start over from scratch because I don't remember anything about it. But I definitely want to get Grim Dawn in there because so many people love that game, and I've played a couple hours of it and I liked what I played. It's just I've never gotten past the first like 5 or 6 hours of the game. And I want to do that at some point. I feel like I owe it to myself to do that. So those are my ideas right now, my friends. So, but that will do it for me for tonight. Yeah, Grim Dawn is nice too. Yeah, exactly. I've heard that from everybody. That Grim Dawn is just fantastic. It's the pinnacle of action RPGs, and what I played of it I liked. It's just every time I've started playing it, something else has come out that I've been waiting for, and I just jump over and play something else. You know what I mean? Yeah, Torchlight 2 is fantastic. Torchlight 1 was pretty good, Torchlight Infinite sucked. The Torchlight 3 was terrible. I don't even think you can play it anymore. So, that is what it is. And oh yeah, Diablo. I have Diablo 4. I have all the Diablos. I just haven't figured out where I want to start. Like, I don't really want to play Diablo 1. Maybe I'll play the enhanced edition. Maybe we'll see on that one. But Diablo, I've been wanting to. I've heard good things about Diablo 3, that it became a really good game with its DLCs and stuff, and I have all that. So I'm debating whether to do Diablo 3 first or whether to do Diablo 4 first. Because Diablo 4 has kind of run out of favor from a lot of the community right now. It sounds like it's kind of dead. So I was thinking maybe I'd start with Diablo 3 and get into that. And then maybe I'll do like Diablo 2 Enhanced Edition or whatever. We'll see on that. But I kind of want to do the more modern ones first before I jump into the older school ones that don't have quite as much quality of life in them. You made a rule that you need to play around 200 hours to get a different game to play. Yeah, I get that. It's a good rule to have. I mean, I think back to when I was a kid and I had, SNES and stuff. Like, I played the heck out of all the games I had because that's all I could afford, So you just play the same game over and over and over again. So that's why it's so nice to be in a spot now where it's just like I can just hop around and do things. But I do try to like if I stream something, I try to set expectations as to whether or not I'm going to actually finish this thing or not. It's rare that I say I'm going to finish something and then I don't, because usually if that happens, it's because I just hit a spot where I'm just like, yeah, I'm not enjoying this anymore, you know, which has happened quite a couple times. But the problem with always finishing stuff though is that, for me at least, I only get like 3 hours a night to stream, so it takes months to get through a game. Like Horizon Forbidden West is a good example. You know, I'm at 100 hours in that game, and we've been playing that for over like 2 months now, and it's just like, and I'm doing it Tuesdays and Wednesdays to try to double up the time and try to get through it, but it's like, after a while, you're just like, man, I just want this thing. I just want to be done. I just want to move on to something else. As much as I love that game, it comes a point where it's just like, I just need something else. I need something else in my life. I'm not there quite yet, but it's definitely gotten to the point where I'm like, maybe I should I just wrap this up? Should I keep trying to do a 99% run? Should I scale it back and do maybe a 90% run, which is kind of what I'm thinking more and more, based on some of the things I would have to do to make it 99%. But yeah, it's just it's one of those things. Anyway, my friends, that will do it for me for tonight. Is there, let me get this mouse cursor to come over here. Let's see if there's anybody. I can go back to my main screen here. Let me see if there's anybody live right now on the old Twitcheroony that I could send you guys to, perhaps. That is not what I was looking to do there. I was looking to do this. Oh, I see. It's taking me always to there. All right, back to Twitch. There we go. And do not be noisy. Nope, there's nobody on. Well, it's Sunday night, so it's usually not a lot of people on right now. All right, so I'll just let you guys kind of disperse on your own. But not before I say thank you so much, everyone, for watching. The schedule for this week, tomorrow night's going to be some more coding. I've made more progress than I anticipated, so I'm at the point where I'm doing YouTube integrations now. So that's going to be a thing. YouTube is always kind of a weird one, but I'm going to try to do some coding for the YouTube integration. And then Tuesday night and Wednesday night will be some more Horizon Forbidden West. We're just going to be doing side quests because I'm almost to the end of the main story, so I want to get as many side quests off there as I can before we do that. And then Thursday will be ARPG Thursday. We'll probably be back in to Path of Exile, doing some more Path of Exile there. Friday, some more coding. And Saturday, we're definitely having a Saturday afternoon stream this time around, unless I'm not feeling up to it. And that will be some more coding, with Saturday night being multiplayer with Shin and Overlord Cornut. I imagine we'll probably be playing some more Deep Rock Galactic, maybe. We'll see. It's really whatever we're in the mood for. And then next Sunday, it will be another toss-up. We'll probably go through some more new games I've never seen before. Maybe I'll do some recordings, maybe not, we'll see, and take it from there. So I haven't updated my schedule yet. I need to update the schedule and just kind of post it and everything. So what you see on the schedule screen is old. But I'll get around to it. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you, and hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you, bye.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill, I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I'd give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, that's the way I've lied to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Someday you go through the rain, and someday you feed on a tree frog. This ordeal, the trial to survive. For that day, we see new life. I'd give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I've lied to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
I suppose by the transitive property, I too must be Vulcan as a motherfucker.